detrimental to the health and safety of young people.
An important safety tip as students prepare for sports seasons. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Youth sports are growing more and more competitive.
That's right, and a product of that is students choosing only one sport to play year-round, which could be dangerous. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Bailey Bischoff has more in tonight's top story. Bailey?
Rod and Megan, we're talking about sports specialization, where a student picks just one sport to play year-round, something that's growing more common each year. There's football and volleyball in the fall, soccer each spring, basketball in the winter, all year long. So many opportunities for kids to get involved in sports. But more and more often, they're just picking one, which can have dangerous consequences.
There are those who certainly believe that sports specialization has the tendency to be detrimental to the health and safety of young people who do specialize.
Sports specialization is when a child plays one sport competitively year-round. With this comes an increased risk of sports-related injuries.
Students who do specialize have a 70% higher chance of having injuries in that sport than those students who participate in more than one activity.
Dr. Teneper says this happens because of the repetitive motions practicing the same sport requires.
Volleyball players who have the overhead serve and the spiking, sometimes there become shoulder injuries there. We've got young people who participate in soccer as an example, and there's the risk there of some stress fractures if they do it on a regular basis.
He says this isn't a new problem, but it is growing.
Parents many times who believe that if a student zeroes in on just one activity, one sport, that they have the tendency or the capability of being better and potentially even perhaps get a college scholarship.
He says this chance of increased scholarship opportunities isn't worth the risk of injury.
Certainly at the high school level, rather than being a 12-month sport, students are encouraged to participate in 2 or more sports.
He says if you have a student who only wants to play one sport, try and decrease those repetitive motions as much as possible.